What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Comics and Cold Ones, episode 31. As always, my co-host is Mr. Pope Grimy.
What is going on, comic book community? It's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside. Wait, can we even say that? Shit. I don't know if I can say that anymore. Also with us tonight, we have with us the lovely comic Spectre. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. An honored guest.
Heck yeah. Honored to be here. Honored to have you. It's going to be a good time. What are they saying?
Well, Tacoma's got his hands in his pockets, so he don't even care.
He doesn't. He's got his hands. He's warming up.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's even cold here in Texas. Like it's like 40 degrees. It was like, whoo, what the heck?
That is pretty chill there, isn't it?
Yeah, like kids are like not wanting to go outside, and I'm like, false. You need to go outside because that's where the world is, and that's where you need to be. Like, can't we just stay inside? I'm like, and
mow the lawn.
Pretty much. Who do we have in the chat so far tonight? We got my friend Andy. I see Andy's in the chat. What's up, brother? Discovery Bay Comics says, "What's up, Pope?"
What's up?
You see this chat? You got Mo. Welcome to the show, Mo. Good to see you. Brandon Stawinski, Tacoma Comics Miss Explained, and Blast Beyond the Blast Doors. I almost said Blaster Stash. Sorry about that. Which is another great show on Sunday nights. So yeah, it's cool to see everyone out so far tonight. I know there's some other people streaming as well. So glad to have you guys over here with us, hanging out with us. We got some good stuff to talk about. Oh gosh, I will say there's actually quite a bit to talk about, I would say, tonight, because Pope and I were talking about our love for Adam Hughes and then the apparent unlove or distaste for Adam Hughes drawing dudes, aka Superman. So it's kind of interesting to see everyone's perspective, and the whole conversation stemmed from. I'm sure you guys have seen the Sabrina, the Teenage Witch cover that's going to be coming out in March. It's a beautiful cover, actually. It's probably I would say one of the better Adam Hughes covers I've seen in a while. As far as like, it's not sexy, it's not that type of cover. It's just Sabrina doing Sabrina, but and it's not Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. It's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So everyone should know that as well. Because I was like, oh, I was all excited, and I was like, oh, it's just regular Teenage Witch. I need that dark shit for me. You know? I need some, I need some grimy witches. But anyways, we were just kind of going back and forth about Adam Hughes and stuff, and we also got a Poor Man's Comic with us. What's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah. Adam Hughes did do some Star Wars Legacy covers. The Darth Talon. That was some. Oh my gosh, I love those covers back when I was a younger individual and first discovered them.
And I agree with Beyond the Blast Doors about those Adam Hughes Star Wars covers they did. Those were cool.
Legacy. Yeah, those Legacy covers.
Yeah, we're going to have them on the show one day and just have like a fucking Star Wars comic movie day.
Oh, that'd be pretty awesome. Because I'm not like super versed in the Star Wars world. It's not like necessarily like my favorite thing in the world. Although, hey, what's up, Kingdom Comics?
What's hot right now? Isn't it Darth Vader is really hot?
I think. Yeah, I just read that issue 25 and it was really good. It was really good.
Well, you're always reading the Darth Vader issues. Like you're they said they're in, so there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, I know Pope reads the Star Wars stuff. I'm just not. I haven't read anything since Legacy, to be honest with you. I really liked Darth Talon. Like, I don't know, like I loved Darth Talon. Like, probably too much. Probably an unhealthy amount of love for a comic book character. You know, when you start holding your real life love interest comparable to Darth Talon, like You don't look anything like her. Sorry.
Were you trying to make your love interest dress up as Darth Talon?
Maybe. There's a Django Fett book that came out yesterday, right? I'll have to check out. I'll have to watch you guys' video on that because that white cover looks super awesome.
Yeah, there was
I make the white dress up as Darth Nihilus.
From Legacy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the big bad, right?
He's fucking awesome. Darth Nihilus is hands down my favorite Sith.
So I remember, I'm trying to think who the other Darth was. I think he went against Nihilus, and I think Nihilus just like cut him in half or some shit. And I was just like, well, there was that.
Nihilus was from the Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, okay. I got it. I'm like, it's been several years.
There's a lot of really good stories from the Old Republic era. There's just so much lore back then. It's crazy.
See, that's why I need Beyond the Blast Doors to come on, because I have no idea what's fucking canon anymore.
Oh gosh, yeah, I would be right.
Oh yeah, extended universe. Eesh.
I just kind of hold on to what I read and what I watched and the games that I played, and I'm gonna still hold on to it no matter what they do. So,
agreed. I'll tell you well, I know it has nothing to do with canon, but we're gonna get on Star Wars here. But the Force Unleashed, like Star Killer. Oh my gosh, one of my favorite characters ever. Like in any kind of genre, like I just loved that character, and I wanted to be that character.
who wouldn't want to be fucking like Vader's secret apprentice?
Yeah, he was badass. He really was.
Probably like normal people that don't lean towards the dark side, but I think secretly there's a lot more people that will lean towards the dark side than Jedi. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think a lot of people try to play like they're like, oh, I'd be a Jedi. I'm so good and righteous. But like deep down, you're like, man, it'd be so awesome just to be able to go out there and just fry stuff and like just blow stuff up.
Well, yeah, not have any remorse, so maybe great.
Exactly.
Oh no, like I quote Emperor Palpatine every day. People ask for a sucker, and I'll like set the sucker down like next to my armrest, and I'll be like, "You want this, don't you?"
So
and I say, "Now, young Brewski, you will
Kingdom Comics says we're awesome, so I appreciate that. It's always good to see. I don't know if you guys had a chance today to check out Kingdom's video he did for Sunshine Collects Things. I laughed my ass off. I'm not gonna lie. I spent a good amount of chuckle. Then Sunshine made a retaliation video, which was equally funny. But yeah, it's always good. They're always good for a laugh, man. It's always good to see those guys get their back and forth going, because that's one of the things this community has been lacking for a while. Is that kind of like friendly, just friendly back and forth.
Having fun.
Yeah, that's what the collecting to me is all about, is the fun stuff, like hunting books, man, and just doing hunting challenges with your friends and be like, I bet I can find better books than you. I would lose every time because obviously I ain't got shit to hunt around here. Like, well, I was like, well, I did find these rocks.
But, have you been following the new X-Men at all? I saw that who was it that commented here? Brandon Stowinski was saying he wishes that like half the X-Men would die. Yeah, I have to agree with that. I actually have been reading the new Uncanny X-Men launch, and my gosh, there's just way too many characters going on there. It's like three teams, isn't it? Pretty much in one book.
I don't. You know me, man. I don't do X-Men.
Well, I mean, X-Men is one of the like things that I first started collecting, like in the '90s. Like Jim, I fell in love with the X-Men. Like Wolverine was like the gateway drug into the X-Men.
Yeah, you and me both.
But this new stuff, like I started collecting the new Uncanny X-Men. That's when they brought, they had like little kid Apocalypse and stuff. That was pretty cool. I was down with that. But then, man, when they started busting out like those like 50 titles and shit, like I just stopped.
Yeah, the red, gold, and I don't know.
I was just like, I can't do it, guys. Like you keep, just do your Uncanny X-Men and let me collect Uncanny X-Men and tell good stories. And then they're like, they just throw so much at you. You don't know what's continuity, if red is going along with black, and like gold, whatever. It's
Yeah,
just
and
too much for my brain, man.
you're absolutely right about that, Pope. Since I've come back, I've actually felt that disconnect too. Is trying to ascertain whether or not there is actual continuity between a lot of these titles. I mean, and, like you're saying, X-Men, Red, Gold, now we have Uncanny again. But even with the other titles in the universes, right? So is the Uncanny X-Men really hand in hand with Captain Marvel? Is there continuity anywhere in this actual universe? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, and it hurts me to say this because I'm a huge Wolverine fan. But I mean, like, I didn't collect like the Hunt for Wolverine.
Oh my gosh.
I'm collecting like the Return of Wolverine because I'm hoping that's going to actually be a Return of Wolverine.
Right.
But now they're doing that Marvel Comics Presents again, and I'm like, come on, guys, like, come on. There's 80,000 fucking covers for that, and I'm almost to the point where I'm almost just done with Marvel and stuff.
Well, I mean, I think you guys probably. I mean, I announced yesterday during the auction, but I called my shop and I said, "Look, I'm done with that. I'm done. I just want all indie titles. That's it. There's nothing else I want." Now, that's for my monthly pulls. Doesn't mean I can't pick up a trade. If you guys tell me there's a good story because you're spending your money monthly, weekly on these titles, I'll buy a trade and read it if it's a good story for sure. But as far as doing the monthly thing, I canceled all my DC, all my Marvel books yesterday. I will honor what I've already ordered and then go from there. But after that, it's just strictly independent. I want to do a quick shout out quick to Big Joe Jensen's in the chat. New subscriber, new follower. So if you guys want to check him out, see what he's about. He's new to the comic book community, so show him some love. And I told him this is a great community to be a part of. So don't let me down, community.
Someone else joined the chat.
Logan Embers, what's up, man? Uh-oh, Bad Avenger.
The Bad Avenger. Brother. Awesome.
Bad Avenger. He's on Instagram
Bad
now.
Avenger.
He's over on Instagram now. Hit him up.
Woo.
Make sure you guys sub each other up, love each other up, that sort of thing.
Comics Mix Explained also brought up a very good point because I was reading like the comics that are coming out, and he says there's going to be a new Apocalypse.
Oh gosh, I saw the ad for that.
Oh, I didn't see that. What's going on?
They're like, I guess in the X-Men thing where who is it, X-Man or Little Cable, I guess, like wiped out everybody. And he's trying to enslave the world. So like there's they're called like Exolites or something like that. It's kind of like it's Apocalypse and the Exolites, and Apocalypse is like this peace-loving hippie who is trying to bring love back into the world.
No.
Oh yeah. I saw the cover and it's like Apocalypse, and he's all like stepping out of this like rainbow glow. And there's like a little Apocalypse with them, and I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, trash, dude. I honestly, God, because Comics Mix Explained shared it on our little feed, and I thought he was doing one of his crazy like fake covers, because he likes to do like little mashups and funny stuff, and he's very, very clever. So I thought he was just fucking or trolling with us, and I was like, oh no, this is real. This isn't him doing his thing. This is not good.
Well, I mean, that's my thing. They just start making all these titles, and it's just, it's hard to keep up with all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Logan Embers, is he new to the community? Do I know this name? What's going on? I'm going to be I subbed you up, Logan, so let's see what you got. So, do you know him on a personal level? No?
Mm-mm.
No. Well, he said thank you for your service, so I just want to say thank you for your service.
Yeah, that was really nice. Definitely.
Heck yeah, man. So speaking of that, you're what? Are you National Guard? What's your thing? Air Force?
Yeah, I was active duty Air Force for a little over 15 years, and then I got out, took a break, and moved back to Michigan. And then I joined the Air National Guard here, and I'm just going to finish out my last few years.
Nice. So that's why you're not available on the first weekend of every month, huh?
Yep, exactly, which is a real bummer.
It is if you're in the Legends live auctions. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Legend's like, hey, yeah, come join me. And I'm like,
No dice.
Yep, my bad. Oh well.
I hope you guys are having a good week. I'm excited to hang out with you guys for a bit tonight and talk some stuff. And one of the things I really invited you on the show for, of course, is because for those in the community who don't know, Comic Spectre has a 300 sub contest going right now. So I want you guys to support his contest. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched it myself, so I'm bad on me. But I'm behind on a lot of channels that I normally watch. But make sure you guys check it out. Do your response video. I'm assuming you can kind of go over the rules right now if you want, and just break it down for people so they know what's up.
Break it down for us.
Break it on down.
Here we go. It's actually a pretty straightforward little event I'm holding. It's choose your 5 favorite books, titles, covers, whatever you want, honestly, and why they are the most important to you. For some people that have small collections, that's pretty easy. But then there are some people that have huge collections, thousands upon thousands of books, where choosing those 5 is, pretty difficult. So it might take them some time. The contest itself is being held to the 18th. I might actually extend it just to try to get more entries into it. But it's a video entry. It gets you 1 entry gets you 1 vote, and then I'm giving away two lots of books, which are actually showcased on the actual Road to 300 video. And if we get enough entries, I'll actually be increasing the prize pool to add more, because honestly, it's about the community. It's about the subscribers. It's about YouTube in general. We have a really great community here, and I'm just trying to do my part to help cultivate that. I'm going to be shipping it to anywhere within the continental U.S. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Yeah, the Gray Man already asked if it was international or not.
I said within the continental U.S. Because the shipping outside of the CONUS gets pretty steep pretty quick usually.
Now, sometimes, I'm not going to speak for you, but I will say that sometimes you can get those guys, if you were to win, to kind of chip in with the shipping. If it's something that interests you in that, it's things that we've done in the past, people that, hey, we'll throw a little, help you, meet you halfway with it or something like that, because it does get expensive to ship overseas. We know it shipped, just shipping up the street to Canada is ridiculous. So, it's crazy.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. So, like, if I did get an entry from somebody, I would, if they won, I'd be, if they want to go halfway or something, no problem. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's just, some people are just like, they.
Yeah, for sure. I get it.
But,
Big Joe Jenkins is from Michigan. He's in the UP.
Oh, snap. I was actually born up in the UP. I'm originally a Youper. That's what they call us from up there.
The Youpers, man. Remember the Youpers, the comedian group?
Yeah.
I didn't live in Michigan, but I lived close enough to know what the Youpers were.
Yeah. Wow, they got a lot of snow up there. We don't. I'm actually down like mid-Michigan, and we don't have anything. We have like no snow. We've been getting a lot of rain and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was born in the township of Superior.
I was born superiorly in a township. I almost got my words twisted. What's up, Comic Core? We got the Comic Core tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Central. Check them out. You'll probably see some people there, Maybe see Woodard, the great legend. Catman Figures. Bueller.
Drew Manchu.
No Drew Manchu. He's not on that show anymore. I think maybe he's like part of the bench warmers, as I like to call them.
The bench warmers.
Is he doing his own thing now? I forgot.
Yeah, Drew's got his own thing going. He's been doing a lot of videos now, so it's pretty cool. I also threw him up as one of the people for my contest. So speaking of contests, I'll segue.
And there's also Paul. He's
Midwest Paul. Jesus, that was the other guy I was thinking of. Sorry, guys. Cameraman Mark. Don't forget about him.
And Bueller.
So yeah, but I have also have a contest going right now on this channel. So 700 subscriber contest going. I've had, one entry so far. You have until the end of January, the 30th. So I'm not going to go over that stuff here. You can watch the video and check it out. Ruben Nieves is my one submission so far. I appreciate that. Pocan Joe, isn't he? He's blasted or stash it. Never mind. But he might be doing a video, he said. So we'll see. And Drew's on the Blaster Sasha crew as well. So
that's right.
Pocan Joe, Huey's Comics, who was in the chat earlier, is part of the Blaster Sasha group. Oh my gosh, yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the community right now. So I know you guys got some books you want to show off. So you guys can take it away whenever you're ready, boys. Whoever wants to go first. Do you want to give the guest of the night? Oh, and by the way, sorry, really quick. Comic Spectre's information is in the details description. Sorry, so his YouTube. Oh, good. You got your box. You're cool with it. Awesome. Thanks, Comics Must Explain. I do have 2 boxes left. I didn't put the link in here, but I did put Comic Spectre's link in here. So head on to his YouTube channel, sub him up, his Instagram, give him a follow, see what's going on there.
The Gray Man was asking in chat, are these contests on Metarog's weekly roundup? I know that mine is. I think he just came out with the weekly roundup today or this morning, and I saw mine on there. I think there was like 5 on the weekly roundup.
Discovery Bay is also doing a kind of a cool thing with his channel too, doing weekly, not weekly, but like daily recaps of what's going on YouTube that day, I believe.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. I actually saw that. He contacted me about that. Yeah, that's really cool that he's doing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of new people into the YouTube world since I started, and a lot of innovative people. So I had this crazy idea that I was going to do something that we've been talking about, but after looking tonight, you can only actually stream live for 8 hours at a time.
Well, that would work though. I mean, yeah, I know we kind of briefly discussed that idea with switching from area to area. You could do that still. You could just like have the channel go down as the next area takes over. So like if it was.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, like for 8 hours, we're doing it from the East Coast or Midwest/East Coast, and then we drop our feed, and then the West or CST and West Coast take over type thing.
I gotcha.
Most people have no idea what we're talking about, but
what the fuck?
We'll take 8 hours. Yeah, that was my thing. Is we'll be like 7-Eleven. We'll be open 24 hours, but take 8-hour shifts.
I liked it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm full of great ideas, as I like to tell people. Well, which one of you gentlemen has books you want to show first? Because I am.
Because you are.
Hope, if you want to go ahead and go first, because I have a feeling that all mine are just like one book and variants of it. So you can go ahead and if you want.
All right. Well, I will go ahead and start with stuff that I got from Midtown. So most of this stuff is last week.
Wait. Fire it up. Fire it up.
All right, here we go. This is the Justice League Odyssey #4.
Oh.
Very nice.
Well, let me click on you so people can see.
Click on me.
Is that Starfire?
It sure is.
Is that the Dodsons?
Yep.
Gosh, I'm really good at this game.
It's a nice cover B. I like that one.
And then apparently a lot of people, I know Bueller was talking about this cover though, about the
Nice.
cyborg Wayne.
Yes.
What's going on?
Big cod piece going on there.
Cyborg.
At least he's wearing something, I guess.
If you will.
He has a very pronounced junk.
But I mean, this is a pretty good storyline that they got going on. Mainly because I love like Darkseid, and I think it's weird that Darkseid is part of a Justice League of some sort. But I have a feeling that that what's going on with these characters is going to affect like the DC universe in a big way, because like the people who are involved in Odyssey, Darkseid is showing them that they are actually gods, and that there's like people in this part of the universe that actually worship them. Next, I picked this up just because I was drawn to the cover, but it's Black Betty #7. But for some reason, I just liked this cover, so I grabbed it. I picked up Stranger Things 404 because it's a Bartel cover.
Oh, nice.
I haven't been reading the series because, to be honest with you, I read the first one and it didn't really grab a hold of me, but this cover did, and it's pretty awesome, so I grabbed it. I picked up Unnatural #6.
That's a great story too.
Yeah, I would say this story arc is really good, and so I'm going to keep collecting this, and this is the Babs Tarr cover. It's a really good read, and the art is beautiful, so I will continue to collect this. So I give this, I'm not even giving it the ratings. Unnatural, I'll give 3.
3?
And the Odyssey, I'll give 3 beers and a shot.
Did Unnatural go down for you? Because that was like a 5 beer at one time.
Well, I mean, like that particular issue, it's still good, but I mean, it wasn't like.
That's what I'm saying. Like that wasn't a great issue.
Yeah, it wasn't like a really big, exciting issue.
Yeah.
I picked up Rags 2, the second printing.
Oh, nice.
And that gets 4 beers because it's a really good read. I haven't read this, but it's Batgirl 30. Obviously, I picked it up because of the cover.
The last one.
Yep. That's a really good cover.
It is very beautiful.
Welcome, Who Dad's Comics and Movies, to the chat.
And I picked up Low #20.
That series is still going. That's beyond out of my mind.
Dude, I love Low. This is an awesome.
I never hear anyone talk about it. I'm just surprised that it's already up to like issue 20. That's crazy.
Well, that's because they
what?
They went off the radar for a little bit. It's been a while. So picked up. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it 5 beers because it hasn't disappointed me. And the art in it is beautiful, and the storyline is really, really good. And they had 3 covers this time around, so really good. I also picked up Books of Magic #3, aka the new Harry Potter, I guess.
How is that? Is that a good read?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's really good. It's basically kind of retelling the story of the original Books of Magic, but I think they made it better this time around. They made it more like, I guess, the artwork is really good, and like there's a lot more like mystery to me in this book. So that's really good. I picked up the Empty Man #3. This book is freaking awesome.
It is.
This gets 5 beers. Like in this particular issue, it actually like amps it up, the storyline. It amps it up a whole lot. Like the chaos and the villains have really come out to like kick the story going. So
Well, the first issue was like crazy. Like I really enjoyed the first issue.
Yeah, well, like this is number 3, and it really, really, really the fire really, really gets started in this one. So I was super happy to get that. And then from my Midtown, I got Hexwise number 3.
How's that story going?
I love this one too. I give this one 4 beers. It's really good. It's about like this. Basically, this coven of witches have been subdued, and by this organization that they realized that they just couldn't keep killing these witches over the generations because they keep getting reborn. So instead of like hunting witches down and killing them, they pretty much subdued them into believing that they're just housewives, and they're keeping an eye on them. But they're slowly realizing that like their surroundings aren't what they're supposed to be. So this is a really good read. And that's my Midtown pickups from last week.
Well, right on. Speaking of Cullen Bunn, I spoke with him today, so he's going to be signing some books for the community. So, guess I guess. Anyways, I'm going to be sending him some stuff to sign. So, very cool of Mr. Bunn to do that. So, yeah. So that's what you got for this week.
Well, I mean, I still got a whole bunch of other books, but go ahead and
what do you got? Come on, show us what you got, bro.
You can take turns. I only brought one book to the party tonight, so I'm saving mine for last. But
you want me to keep on rolling with books?
You want you to go, or you guys want to alternate? What do you want to do? You want to touch tips? I mean, that's fine, whatever.
Whoa, just the tip?
Just a tip. We're here, comics and cold ones.
You know what? I'll do a few because this is there was an event that Third Eye Comics had, and I think it was on the 5th, and it was for the actual launch of the new Marvel finally got the rights back to Conan, and they did a launch event there, and they had signings and like all kinds of stuff going on there. So I actually found out about this from another YouTuber, and they had like these all kinds of different packages that you could like pre-order before the event through Third Eye's website. And I went ahead and went to their website, and they had like this Conquer bundle, and I got that. I mean, I love Conan, so
nice.
And it looks like they actually threw in some extra stuff, which is pretty cool. So if you guys want to alternate, I'll show like a few covers of this #1 because it's like, I mean, it's like
because I got to go make room for more beer.
There's like it's a stack, and then they gave me a couple top loaders with some pretty nice books too.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll show a few if you want. It looks like they threw in True Believers #1 because they did that like right at the launch too. Conan the Barbarian. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's such a badass cover too. Like think about the time, when that first came out.
Definitely. Yeah, it was a really good book. So it's pretty cool to have that. I obviously don't have the original book in my collection, so I'll have that. And then they have like all the different covers, which I don't have them all written down, but man, there's quite a few. So I'll just show some of these covers. And then there's two incentive covers that was part of this, and one of them I think is, man, personally I think it's really epic. So
nice.
I'll show some of the regular ones. Hopefully you're not getting too much glare.
No, your glare is pretty good, actually. That's pretty good. Beast mode Conan. That's what that should be called.
Yeah. They did really good with this launch, I thought. Like, we're off air. We were talking about like relaunches and stuff. I was a little bit worried about this one, but it is Conan through and through. It's really solid artwork. Story is what it should be.
I was going to ask you if you read we got a chance to read it yet. So
Yeah, it's actually really good.
that's Scotty Young.
Little Scotty Young for you. Heck yeah.
Apparently, he's only popular on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, I saw that. That was unfortunate, but and then I think this is one of the.
It's like next auction will be like one of those that just goes crazy and everyone wants it.
Yeah,
Pretty cool too.
yeah.
So did they do like just a whole slew of variants for this?
Oh yeah, there's a whole slew. There's quite a few incentive covers. I think this is.
Oh, nice.
I think that's an incentive cover. And man, I know there's actually different versions of this. There's this one, and then there's I believe a black and white sketch variant of it, which is pretty rare, I guess. And let's see what else. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah, there's like a ton of them. But I mean, at least it's a good launch. It's a good book. It's not like a lot of the titles where it's like, yeah, it's just a filler. What is this? Oh, they gave me. I got the. They gave me a sketch, so that's just a blank cover. So maybe get somebody to do that sometime.
Who would you get to draw Conan if you could pick one artist right now off the top of your head?
Oh, man, honestly, I would have to go back, and there's a guy that I just absolutely love as an artist, and I don't know if you know who Mark Texiera is.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But
yeah.
Dude, he has been my favorite artist forever. Since his days on like Ghost Rider, and then he went over and did some Wolverine issues.
He did the Sabretooth series too.
Yes. And his art style is like, I don't know, it's like grainy, and I guess it's gritty. Like I just loved it. It was like visceral, his art style. I like that.
Have you ever got to meet him?
Me? No. Have you?
I took him the mini series of Sabretooth.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he was cool as shit. Like not only did he sign it, he did like a little remark of Sabretooth on every single cover. I was just like, yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I have Birds of Prey 69, and it's one of my favorite Huntress covers that I've ever seen. And every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, who did this? And it's like, there it is, Teixeira, or Teixeira, however you say his name, Teixeira. I was like, oh yeah. So, I mean, that's one of my favorite Huntress covers ever. And so yes, he is very good. He did a ton of work too back in the 90s.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was really popular.
He was one of those guys.
He actually crossed over and did some work over at Image, didn't he? He did. Was it Union?
I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
But yeah, he was all over the place. He was one of those hot artists back then. But what does he do now? Does he really do art? I don't
know. Apparently does. Shit, I don't know. Like I can't tell you the last time.
Time to look him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally had you chase a rabbit there, but
hey, if you want, I have more covers. But if one of you guys want to show some more of your books, please go ahead. We can come back to this.
Well, Tacoma is asking, has anyone seen Matina getting rocked on Instagram for ripping people's art off?
Yes, I know there was a whole article written up on Matina stealing Inyuk Lee's poses and artwork that he redid a Venomized Mary Jane cover, and it's literally like if you put it side by side to Inyuk Lee's that he did, it's very, very similar.
That's an absolute shame because I absolutely love the majority of his artwork.
Yeah, he. I mean, the thing is, man, is like a lot of these guys, they use.
Go ahead and say Greg Land.
No, I don't say Greg Land.
Oh man,
Greg Land gets
scan it.
Greg Land gets ripped apart in this community, but somehow that motherfucker still gets work. So I don't even know. But I think Greg Land started out as more of I'll just take an image i.e., porn, and I'm gonna draw it exactly how I see it, and that was that. And then it became, I think, as he's progressed over the years, his art has degressed because he's gone into like, instead of drawing this, I'm just gonna scan it and render it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I really, I mean, whatever.
He doesn't do freehand artwork anymore. It's all just off superimposed, and like we've talked, when we discussed it over at the Comic Core, it's just it's all the same stuff. And you can find panels in multiple books where he literally uses the same thing and just like reverse imposes it. And I think it's like The Thing, Ben Grimm, right?
Yeah.
And there's like a whole thing about that where it's like, I don't know, like 12 different tiles from different books, and it's literally the same exact picture.
Yeah,
But
I think a lot of the times, because people even talk with J. Scott Campbell, he'll take the same pose and just put a shirt on her.
Yep.
Or he'll change. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll change the hair color, but it's now it's Gwen Stacy, or now it's Mary Jane.
There was that just happened too with J. Scott Campbell, where I think it was Black Cat. There was like, it was his cover from an older book, and he literally, it was just like he reused it for one of the new Spider-Man books. Yeah. And I don't know if a lot of people caught it, but I read like a little article about it someplace.
These guys, when they're getting, take like Matina for example, that dude right now is getting so much work.
Mm-hmm.
You really expect them to be able to keep up with the same quality? You know what I'm saying? Like this is, I mean, we had plenty of artists on our show, and they'll tell you there's no way these can keep pumping out this much work and not having to cheat a little. Not saying cheat, but like, reuse a pose or reuse a whatever,
Well, and I think it's fine. I think it's fine to reuse poses or anything, honestly, if it's their own artwork. That's fine.
There's a complete difference here. I knew where you're going with that. So, yeah, it's different than ripping off another artist or ripping off an entire different media. Or just, hey, I like this adult magazine. I'm gonna go ahead and scan this in and put clothes on her and call it a artwork. So.
Sunshine Collects thing says J. Scott draws elves.
Yes, and people give Rob Liefeld shit for his
no feet.
But take a look at J. Scott Campbell's noses. Just saying.
Some of the artists are much more formulaic than others. You can catch things pretty easy. Like J. Scott Campbell, it's like, hey, this girl looks a lot like this other one, but at the same time, he draws very, very beautiful women. Even if they do look very similar.
Sorry, I was trying to catch up with we got the chat talking about this. So.
Yeah, they said Art Germ does the same faces.
Well, I mean, that's an artist thing. Okay, I could go back to Natalie Sanders. Everyone knows that Natalie Sanders uses herself as her. I mean, you can see it in every one of her covers. It is her with a superhero outfit on. There's no doubt about it. I know this for a fact. She uses. Oh yeah, I do. That's just normal behavior. I like you a lot,
bro. I like you too.
But every artist has something. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And I'm not here to nitpick artists or anything like that. And hey, we have an artist in the chat. Samantha knows. I mean, it's every artist has their niche or has their thing. I mean, they're human beings. You're only going to get so much, especially when they're getting so much work. I mean, J. Scott Campbell obviously is in a different place than the rest of them now because he doesn't have to do work. Apparently, he can just do his own variant and call it good.
His own website.
But anyways, there's a lot to be. We can be nitpicky on a lot of things, but I just don't. Sunshine.
I think there's a lot to be said for the loss of the pen to paper. That we've gone so digital that we've lost. I don't want to say lost our way, but it does make things a lot easier for all artists. I agree, but you know, there's something to be said for, you know, just old school animation style. You know, actually hand drawing it. Like we've lost a lot of that because it's so much easier. You know.
Yeah.
Let me ask this right quick. Okay, so you know we have people using like you know computers to draw their art, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can pump out work faster. But we live in a society now that we demand like shit to
Action.
come out quick. Like you know we're so used to this. You know I'm an old bastard. I grew up in the time where I had where I had to pick up a thing and like you know turn the dial and then wait for it to before I could even talk to somebody. You know.
A rotary.
But now,
Rotary phone.
yeah, I mean, like, but you know, nobody fucking worried their shit. Like, you know, oh, Sean didn't answer his phone.
Right.
Like, that meant to them was I wasn't home.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But now if I don't answer this, they're like,
Oh my God, yeah. Why are you answering my texts?
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, it's because I'm chilling right now. Let me
Yeah.
breathe. Let me breathe. But so I mean, like, take that back to the comic book world, you know, and it's kind of like the doomsday clock. We're gonna be waiting forever to get fucking books, and people are just gonna be like, "What's taking this book so long?" You know? And
Because it's good.
Well, you know, we had when Jen Brumal was on our show. She talked about how European countries they have so much more time to do the artwork. You know, like you said, it's we want it now over here. We want our books yesterday. We want, you know, it takes time to do good quality work. So, but I think that's the American curse, if you will.
Do you really think it's that, or do you think it's more about the bottom line in America where comic book publishers are just pumping out so many books that this is now required instead of, you know, if we went back to the old formula of quality over quantity, good storytelling, good interior and exterior art, we would have a lot less books, but I mean, I think we would have much more consistency in our sales of the titles.
I got you. But I mean, you know, is that the company? I mean, obviously, you know, they throw them at like these are deadlines.
Right.
You know, we already advertised this book as coming out in January.
Yeah.
We can't have it coming out like late February because we're gonna lose fans or whatever. You know.
So just an example of kind of what we're talking about. You guys know that Josh Middleton's last Batgirl cover is now done, right? It's 31, whatever it is, 30. So Art Germ takes over at 31, and his first issue is an old Art Germ that he did eons ago. It's from a fake magazine cover that he did on. You go to his website, and he's reusing that artwork for that cover. And I have no problem with it personally because it hasn't been a comic before, and it was his own artwork. But also it buys him a little time because he's working on so many projects. You're still getting you're still getting a quality Art Germ book that we haven't had before as a comic book. And because I know there's some people that are really like, oh, he's reusing his art. Well, yeah,
I mean, it's his art, right?
It's never been a comic before, and trust me, I've seen those prints. It was a print actually, and I was like, dude, these things are badass. Like, I would wish this was a cover. I remember saying, I wish this was a cover at some point, And he has some Supergirl stuff too that I wish was a cover. And he's going to be doing Supergirl and Batman, so I bet you anything we're going to see one of those as well. They were called Justice, I think was the name of his magazine cover type thing. But it is. I don't know. I think I'm okay with that. But like I said, it's not him reusing someone else's work. It's his own work that he reused or repurposed into a comic book cover. So
I think it becomes more of a problem when we have titles that are pumping out weekly. That's where we have problems. When we have our monthly titles, I think it's fine. It's just when they try to do these super fast-paced publications that it becomes very problematic for the storytelling, the continuity, and the artwork. You don't really know what you're going to get from any of it.
Sorry, I was gonna drink.
That's all right.
What do you say? Sorry, I was trying to look at the chat. Are you guys keeping up with the chat?
Yeah, I was just looking at Sunshine was saying artists so spoiled today. They just rebrand old covers and call it a con exclusive.
But is that the artist or is that the company doing it? Because it's not like Art Germ's calling up DC and saying, "Hey, I need some work." I'm pretty sure he's.
Well, I know that there was who was it? Was it? It was either Delato. I want to say it was a Delato Wolverine cover or a Delato X-23 cover that came out, and there was an exclusive, there was like a limited edition of this particular cover, and then they fucking turn around and use that cover like 3 months later on the regular issue.
Well, they did that with like Unknown Comics. They took that really rare Delato X-23 and threw a.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Made it into a virgin cover for them because apparently there was a whole story about they had no choice really because they'd already paid to get a cover done by this artist, and the artist couldn't come through with it or whatever, so they just got permission from Marvel to reuse that cover and make it into an exclusive virgin cover. But that's, whatever. What are you boys drinking?
Oh boy.
Vanilla Barrel Boy. I'm drinking Diet Dew because I need a boost because I have to go to work after this.
Oof. Were you working third shift?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's rough.
That's why I'm always available.
Right. Gotcha.
You're like, do you ever sleep? Look at the face. What do you think? J. Scotch Campbell. That's awesome.
Yeah, Sunshine brought up another. I was about to say, as much as I love Michael Turner, the man's been dead since 2008.
Yeah.
And, I know some of it they said were covers he never used, but a lot of times they just put sketches that he's done of a comic. They will take we'll make the background blue and just put this sketch on top of it. But that sketch was already a cover already done by Michael Turner. That was they had the full blown finished work of that particular sketch, but then they just turn around and use the sketch for a different cover. So I mean,
I think I was just reading the chat, and I think that Sunshine Collects thing is right. Sunshine says it's honestly the fans' fault treating them like rock stars. It didn't used to be like that, and that is 100% correct. That started back, I think, when probably the three of us started collecting comic books in the late 80s and then into the 90s, when there was just that massive explosion of hot artists, and then that's when it happened. That's when it went from being just comic books to, oh my gosh, we got all these hot artists. Everything is about, it's an investment. It's money. We can do this. That's right. That is when it happened.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that at all because it became like this thing where, when you could go to I literally watched Adam Hughes sign a guy's short box for free. Short box of all his Wonder Woman covers, Catwoman covers, all the covers, and he didn't complain about it. And, I complained about it because I'm behind the guy in line thinking to myself, dude, really? I got this one book for him to sign, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But even then, back then, Adam Hughes was $50 for a full-on colored 11 by 17 sketch. $50. You imagine paying $50 for Adam Hughes to do anything for you now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's $50 to get a head sketch, a quick 5-minute sketch at a convention. If you're one of the 10 people to get that in line first, it's so whatever. But again, it's our own fault. We created this monster, if you will, as fans because we demanded it, right? We are the ones who, line up at the conventions. We're the ones,
Well, do you think that we helped we cultivated this paradigm, right? Do you think that it just stayed, or do you think that it went away when the market crashed back then, and then when it's gradually started to build itself back up, did it just persist, or what happened? Because I was out of collecting for a while, so I really don't know. Did we just stick with that paradigm from way back then all the way to now?
Well, I would say
I think it kind of brings up, like Bad Avenger said. He always, in the chat, he said, I've always felt that the problem really started when they began letting artists and writers start putting their names on the front covers of comics, which I think is partially true. And I also think it's, I think it also kind of happened when Image, first started, when they realized that they could go out and do their own thing. That they, to me, because that Image happened right after I started collecting comic books.
Mm-hmm.
So, because it was just like they realized that they were the powerhouses, like that Marvel didn't have anything without them, and that DC wouldn't have anything without them, and they proved it to them. They founded their own company, and Marvel and DC were just fucking scrambling, and then for a short, brief period of time, like that whole crew on Image were like fucking like they were fucking pop stars. They were on the news. They had fucking like
they were in the media. They were in everything.
Yeah, that's like we're like, I guess maybe I know cons were around before then, but I think that was the start when like Comic Con started getting a little bit bigger, because comic stores in like fucking like LA and Hollywood and shit had, when Image came to sign books, there was fucking lines out the door. One of Rob Liefeld's favorite things to talk about is that he fucking like signed comic books for Eazy-E. Like what? Like what the fuck? Like that's crazy. The mentality of that's just nuts. So I mean, that's to me personally, I think the Image was kind of the start of where there's a lot of artist worship, if you will.
I completely agree with you. There's not really much to be said about it. I mean, I think someone also said in the chat that digital is just a tool. It's not everything, and I agree with that. It's just, it seems to be now that it's a crutch. Just with like what we've been talking about, like there's so much swiping and like what appears to be just like reuse of other people's art, things of that nature. I mean, digital is great, and it makes the tools are there for the artists, but are they using them in the right way is the actual question, I think.
Well, I mean, that kind of goes back to it. Then why do you collect? It goes back to, why do you collect comics?
Yeah,
like, are you after cover art, or like do you want good art with a good story?
Right.
Well, there's controversy everywhere you go.
Yeah.
There's controversy with like people doing covers, and then there's like all these political wars being fought, and like and writing comic books and shit. Like you can't write a story without pissing somebody off.
Yeah. I know we kind of talked about that before the show, but
I know I'm not
that's always, I feel like that's always been there though. I mean, if we go as far back as like, when Stan Lee and all those guys were writing way back then, Stan Lee had his soapbox, and he used to say some things that, might have been a little racy at the time, but he did good. I mean, I think there was one time where he actually created a comic book without the authorization of, using the comic code, because he was trying to tell a story that might not have been allowed, So good things happen. It's just, I don't know. I think in our day and age now, everybody takes everything so extreme, It's, I don't know. It gets a little out of control, I guess.
This is a lot different, that's for sure. So speaking of, I guess, creators and things of that nature, I did want to mention, so inside the description of the show, there's a link for an Indiegogo page for a comic book called Elemental. Oh my gosh, I just had it and I forgot it. Anyways, click on the link. It's basically like a Kickstarter. It's a new title I came across, and I'm excited to actually check it out myself. So if you guys want to support another independent book via crowd source funding, whatever you want to call it, check it out. It's from Inzane Comics is the name of the publisher, so or the whatever. But pretty cool looking book. I think there's 3 of them out. Issue number 4 is being worked on, maybe, or something like that. So, what?
Nothing.
What's happening to you? What happened to you?
Dude, I'm laughing at the chat.
Yeah. But anyways, I just want to take a moment to shout out that thing, that link. Check it out. Support him. And they might be on the show next week with us to talk about their book. And I want to do it really quick before we get too carried away and do my book before you guys show off all your books. I want to give a big shout out to Andy from Independent Spotlight on Instagram and CBSI website. He does an article over there called the Indie Spotlight. And he was nice enough to gift me Knights of the Golden Sun. Speaking of great stories and great art, number 2. So really cool. And yeah, I got fixed. It also comes with a cool poster inside. If you guys want to see it, I can break it out.
Yes, please do.
I didn't even ask. I just assume everyone wants to see it, right? I saw this poster on eBay, actually. Someone else's listing, of course.
I
But
thought you were about that Vanessa Del Rey bomb.
oh no, I showed that already.
You can always show it again. Hot damn
Well,
it.
it's not with me. But this is a pretty cool poster. I'm hoping this is a future cover. Actually, on the back here, it has a listing of all the covers. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I haven't really folded it out or anything, but it's just a little like, it's got a map inside the world here. So,
I just like reading the articles.
right. Knights of the Golden Sun, Michael, Lucifer, and Azrael, which is a female. I believe she plays prominently going forward, so I'm very excited to read. I was actually really nice. I'm assuming because of the show that Andy and I did, because Mad Cave Comics reached out to me, even though we had them on our show, they reached out to me later and sent me their entire library digitally. So,
Wow.
they have a lot of different books to read, so it's pretty cool. They did message me today about being on again in the future, so we'll see. They're cool people, cool independent book, and a hot book nonetheless. Not gonna lie. Number 1, number 2 are blown up. Very low print run. Also, the artist Mauricio Varil, dude is sick, man. The guy, obviously, I would say he's probably a digital artist, based on the way things look. But regardless, I would recommend supporting that book. Nothing to do with the other thing I was just talking about, but check out those guys too. My gosh, let me find the name of that book before I drive myself nuts. So what do you guys got to show off now? You got more books you want to show off?
I
I got some more.
Pope's turn.
My turn.
The name of the book was The Elemental Balance is the name of the book. There's 3 books, 1, 2, and 3 out on Indiegogo, Indiegogo. Link is in the description. Check them out. Show them some love. Might be on our show next week as well. Carry on, boys. Carry on. Let me switch it. Let me switch it back here. Got the camera Nazi in the chat tonight. All right. Show them books.
All right. I went to my LCS, even though I have these books coming to me from Midtown. I went ahead and picked. Well, some of these I don't have come from Midtown, but some of them I do. Picked up Tony Stark Iron Man #7 just because this Fraser cover was really awesome. I have to admit, I'm not much of an Iron Man fan. I don't hate the guy, but this cover was pretty badass.
It is beautiful.
It looks a little rapey to me.
Whoa. Look, it looks like almost borderline hentai.
Yeah, very hentai. Little tentacle porn going on there.
Don't judge me, shut up.
Now we know why Pope likes it.
Yeah.
This is how I do it. Anyways.
This is how we do it.
As Drew Man 2 would say, this is the better Aquaman. I picked this up mainly because I really like this cover, and I was hoping for shark tits. But I read this book, and I was usually expecting the same old shit from Neymar. I hate the surface world. I'm going to go to war with them. I'm going to go up there and kick their asses.
Why would you not want to do that, though? Seriously.
You know how he keeps flip-flopping a lot. He has an anger issue, which is understandable. But this book was fucking awesome. I read it, and there is a big-ass surprise at the end of this book.
Is it like a happy ending surprise?
I'm going to go ahead and say that there's maybe like it's kind of like how Cosmic Ghost Rider, that was a big fucking surprise. Like, what the fuck is that?
Oh.
It's that big of a surprise, and it's pretty cool.
So he's going to finally realize that all those years of staring at mermaids looking for an outlet, now
I will say this will be considered a first appearance of Neymar becoming more than what Neymar is. I will say that much.
Cosmic Neymar? Yes!
Baby. But actually, the storyline is really, really good. And I read it. I love the artwork in it. I give this one 5 beers.
Whoa.
Four-Way Flashers and I are on the same page. He said Cosmic Neymar as well.
And then I picked up Domino #10, which happens to be the last issue of this run. She is coming out with, I think, a new comic called Domino and the Hot Shots or something like that.
Is that a Bukkake cover, or what is that on her mouth dripping out of it?
That's Love Juice, JP. Love Juice.
I just want to make sure.
No, he's holding a wishbone.
Oh, okay. This from my. Wow.
What is that stuff on long shot's coat right there?
Well, yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on because it looks a little drippy.
Somebody got lucky.
I see it now.
See what I did there? Spectre knows I did there. Someone got double lucky.
Heck yeah.
That's crazy. A wishbone. People still do that?
And then I picked up Young Justice #1.
He looks really fast.
Dude, that cover is awesome.
But you know what's even better than this cover?
The freaking one with Superboy on it. Fuck yes. That thing has been going crazy. That was a $5 book pre-order. Now it's like $20 on eBay.
Are you serious?
Dude, I'm serious. I couldn't find one for less than $19.95.
Do you have one?
No, I don't have one because I was like, I don't have an LCS.
Well, I have one coming from Midtown, so.
Oh damn! I'll shoot you $5 then.
No, I'll just send it to you.
I love that cover so much, man. Look how badass Superboy looks. That's
I'll send it to you for free, but the shipping will be $22.
There you go.
I can't wait to read that story. I know I said I'm swearing off certain books, but they didn't even get my order for the whole month of January or whatever. So I have no books coming for January at all. So I'm whatever. They lost my September order.
Well, I have to say that it holds true to the Young Justice. It's really good. So I give that 4 beers and a shot.
Well, shit on a stick. That's great.
But I do have to admit that I was fucking around with JP, and I kept texting him that they brought Connor back. And then I told JP that the only reason why he came back is because he became like a cyborg Superman.
I told him I kept waiting for him to tell me he was lying.
And the last book I picked up is 5 Beers and a Shot.
Oh man, that's good.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Die number 2.
Yep.
Is that a polar bear? God, I love polar bears that are fighting like Golden Compass style.
You know, as much as I love the first issue, the second issue is fucking phenomenal. I kid you not, this is probably going to be my favorite fucking story of the year.
Really?
We're still in January.
Is that a mini series or is it gonna be a full run?
As far as the story, I don't know for sure because I never read anywhere that it was going to be like a mini series. But to be honest with you, I can't picture this going on forever for a really long time. But like, to be honest with you, I hope it ends up being maybe like 15 issues, and I hope that it's I hope they find an end spot. You know, if the story's done, I hope they just end it well.
Right.
Stephanie Hahn's cover too? Or is that the other cover?
I think the other cover is the Stephanie Hahn's.
She did all the A covers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, this story is freaking awesome.
I'm sure if she's at C2E2, I'll spend my entire day getting shit signed for you guys.
God, I hope so.
I'm like, hi, Stephanie. I'm just going to hang out with you today. I do encourage you guys, if you're on Facebook, which I know you're not, Mr. Poke Grammy, but Stephanie Hans does live feeds, and like usually like early morning because she's in France.
On what?
She does live feeds, because in the early mornings because she's in France.
What?
Of her drawing, like her sketching and doing.
On what platform?
On Facebook. Your favorite platform. The platform that you shall not use. But she's very, very interactive and very fun to chat with and whatnot. And I tried to get her on our show, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, so I guess it's back to you, Mr. Spectre.
Yay for me! Okay, so if anybody's just recently joined, so again, this was from Third Eye Comics, and they had a launch event for the reacquisition of Conan for Marvel, and they had like a signing, and they offered like all these cool bundles and stuff. So I picked up what they called the Conqueror bundle, and what it came with was everything except the 1 in 500. So it's a whole slew of books. We're well over halfway through. I'll get to it.
You must really like Conan.
I think you might.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's just the regular cover, cover A.
That
But
cover's badass on its own.
I know it really is. Like the majority of the art for the books, or pretty much all the covers are really nice. Like they're really pretty graphic.
Well, if I would have known you, the next time I go to Half Price Books, they tend to have a lot of older Conans there.
And I mean, I'm not a really big fan of these. They have these little action figure covers. I'm not.
I absolutely hate those fucking.
Yeah,
covers.
I'm not a fan. But it was just one of the ones that was part of the lot.
I always pass them up.
But yeah, it has all the incentives except the 1 in 500. So it did come with the 1 in 200, which yeah, we'll get to that here in a second.
Is there a Perillo cover?
You know what? Let me check. I actually have a list of all.
We'll get to it in a minute.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. There was.
I don't like that attitude, JP.
Gotta catch them all.
Getting up into the variants, like you guys already saw the Scotty Young. There was a Zafino. That's a 1 in 25. There's a 1 in 25 Acuna, 1 in 10 Cassidy, 1 in 50 Granoff. I think I already showed that. And then the next one I'm going to show is the Ribic Premier variant, which was only allowed, I believe, a maximum of 2 per store.
Nice.
and it's like a half actual graphic and then black and white, which
those are really cool.
Man, it looks good.
It's pretty. Yeah, it's real sharp looking. I like that. And then last,
Uh-oh.
this is the big one.
The Arnold photo cover.
No, I thought about getting that, but nah. This is the 1 in 200 Sinkowitz cover.
Oh,
which
nice.
And that the art on that is amazing. Like I was really happy with the fact that the 1 in 200 was just absolutely beautiful.
It's like
weird because it doesn't look like his style.
It doesn't.
It's fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong. It just like I would not have pinpointed that as his artwork.
No.
Yeah. I was actually pretty hesitant about it because it was just a list, like the covers, like it was just when you pre-ordered it was just like these are the artists, and I was like I don't know, 1 in 200, but the price was not too bad, and the next jump up was the 1 in 500, and I wasn't gonna go for that because it went from what it jumped another $100 just to get that book, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
All right, now this might be a stupid question, but have you read it?
Yeah, actually, it's really. I thought that they did the Conan phenomenal. Like if you've never read Conan, you can literally just jump right in on this story. I thought the interior art was spot on. The story was spot on, and man, I'm a big Conan guy, so I'm obviously going to give it a lot of praise if it's due. If it was trash, I would say so, but man, I thought they knocked it right out of the park with this, and I'm really looking forward to where it's going to go because I think they have a good writer, and the interior art is good for Conan, so we'll see where it goes.
So we have a rating system on here that like it's 1 to 5 beers, and there's in between steps which are shots.
How many shots between beers?
Whatever you want to. I would say 4. We'd like to keep it as like once you reach 4 is obviously it's the next beer. So
for being a relaunch of a major IP, I would give it a 4 beers and 3 shots because after reading some of the stuff that's recently came out, I was super impressed with this. I really was.
With all the other good shit out there.
Yeah, like wow.
Nice. I can't lie. That's one of those books that I wanted to pick up, but I didn't like know if it was going to be a good read or not.
Yeah, I was going to ask you something about. I know that you said you were collecting Return of Wolverine, right?
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about that?
I think it's fucking horrible.
Okay. Because man, I jumped on that so hard because it was just I'm like, "Oh shit, Wolverine's coming back." Yes. And I did the Hunt for Wolverine title, all of them. I got all those miniseries. Dude, they were so disappointing because at the very end of all those, before the launch of Return for Wolverine, they produced like one book, I think it was, that literally just it all came together, and it was like, wow, I could have really just skipped all those books. And then
it's our rating system.
That first Return of Wolverine, man, I had hope for it. I thought that I was like, this is It could go someplace, but man, when that issue 2 came out, I was just shaking my head.
I have to say that I kind of like the idea that he's trying to like remember who he is, and I kind of like the idea that they have his different personas locked up. But I mean, like, the rest of the story is just shit, man. Like, it's just horrible.
Yeah, I
got lightsaber claws.
Right. Well, and there's something to be said for, we've talked about art and whatnot. When you're talking about a major relaunch of a character as big as Wolverine, I would think that Marvel would invest a bit into getting someone to draw the character and draw all the panels properly, because a lot of the transitions and things were so poor, just so poorly done in it.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. Like, I mean, I ordered, like, I'm gonna complete that series because like it's supposed to end soon, and we're supposed to be getting fucking Wolverine back.
God, I hope so.
It goes back to that whole X-Men thing. Like I stopped collecting Old Man Logan, even though I could have finished the run because I was so far into it anyway. But I wasn't gonna buy into the Dead Man Logan, and I'm not gonna buy any of the fucking like reanimated Old Man Logan. I'm not gonna be like, I finally like made it to heaven, Old Man Logan, or whatever, like purgatory, Old Man Logan. Like,
Old Man Logan drives a bus.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like they're just gonna throw like some sort of fucking random title right before Old Man Logan. Old Man Logan and the Little Loganettes, you know.
I could see that.
Old Man Logan versus Thanos.
It's like
not?
It's like throwing spaghetti against the wall and just seeing what sticks. That's what they're doing. Honestly, I feel that's what's happening over at Marvel lately, man. Like,
they got what Old Man Hawkeye. Now they got Old Man something else coming out. I saw.
No, DC has old lady fucking Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
that's true. That is true. I was like, oh.
God damn, guys, come on.
Didn't they do old lady Laura as well for X-23, like in the future?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty tasteful though. That wasn't horrible.
Well, that's good.
Like, there's a very few books that I've been following in Marvel that have been good. Like X-23. I like it. It's doing good. And
I am just.
Let me ask you guys: have you guys read the new X-Force #1?
Is it a Marvel title? I'm just kidding. No, I haven't read it.
I have not. Is it good?
X-Force for life.
No,
it's not good.
I want to know what everybody's opinion on that is in the chat too, because like I read X-Force #1, and like it was just horrible. It was just bad. Like, it's so bad that like I can't remember what that damn fucking story was about. Like it just was. I was like, what the fuck is this book? Like, it's the fucking X-Force.
Yeah.
And like, I know they brought back Cable, but they brought back like a little teenage kid Cable.
I know that the art was really bad. I did see
the artwork. I couldn't stand the artwork.
Yeah, everybody looked like they were like dead.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? Maybe that's the look they're going for. Maybe 5 issues from now we'll find out that this X-Force relaunch is actually Team X-Force dead. They're zombified, and who knows what's going to happen. Crazy.
Then they'll change their name to Ghost Force.
Oh my God. $1 million idea.
Oh my God.
You know, Apocalypse is coming back, and he's going to make everybody love each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more humans hating mutants.
Everybody's just going to be loving each other.
Come together.
The boy who had 7 says he read X-Force, and he says it's trash. So,
well, he would know if he read it. He agrees.
The Gray Man. I loved the first X-Force.
Yeah, the original X-Force was pretty awesome.
And to be honest, I definitely loved the Uncanny X-Force. That, when Wolverine was leading the team, that was the fucking shit. I loved it.
Apparently, people love Old Man Hawkeye, so that's good to know.
I have heard good things about Old Man Hawkeye. I haven't read Old Man Logan though.
Old Man Star-Lord, because it's the same writer. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I don't like the title. I don't understand like why it's a thing now where everything has to be Old Man. Like, I don't understand that, I guess.
The future titles.
Sunshine's already calling it. It's going to be over in 6 issues. Marvel's going to act like they meant for it to be a miniseries.
Immortal Hulk is very popular in the community.
Oh, man.
You're loving that.
I'm loving it. It's one of those titles right now that it's actually what's keeping me over there reading Marvel.
See, this is weird to me. It's like, there's some characters, like, it's not like I don't hate these characters. They just never been my personal interest.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the Immortal Hulk came out, I was like, holy shit! There's like something like there's substance to this character, and it doesn't hurt that Alex Ross does covers, and it doesn't hurt that the artwork inside doesn't suck, and the storyline's great.
Yeah, I was telling the story earlier about the Immortal Hulk. There's a comic shop that's about 90 miles away, and I went in there one day, and the shop owner was selling like packs of Immortal Hulk, and it was issues 1 through 6, and this was like right after I started getting back into collecting books, and I was like, you know what, this is the perfect time to just pick up this title, jump in, and man, I'm so happy I did get it, because I've never looked back. I've been so impressed with the writing, the art. It's been a great title.
Sorry, that was like the most random comment I think I've ever seen in our chat.
Oh, the one about the gentleman?
Yeah. I'm like pretty sure everyone here is educated, has careers, and
yeah, I have 2 careers.
We still do our thing, but thank you.
I just think it's ironic that she's like, you should go to college. I was like, I went to college. Ironically, I work at a college.
I do appreciate being berated, Gertrude. Thank you.
I actually
Gertrude, please go check on your cats.
Oh man, that's funny.
I was gonna go south quick. Anyways, that's the first for us. I mean, I appreciate that. I guess that's a perfect way to end the night's episode, really. I mean,
thank you, Gertrude.
Thank you.
Just
is that somebody's mom? I don't know.
Yeah, she said I thought that was one of your guys' moms.
I have no idea. I know it's not either one of my moms because they're dead. So
not mine.
I'm actually going to stop her up right quick.
I have no idea. But hey, thanks for popping in. It's always good to see new people. Comics Misexplained. But I appreciate you guys tonight hanging out with us as always. And make sure that you guys head over to Comic Spectre's channel, do his freaking contest. And I don't know how to do all that stuff, but anyways, link and stuff is in the description. You guys know what to do. Go make some videos for this guy. Support him. Also support our contest we have going as well. And love each other, sub each other, hug each other, but don't touch tips because that's just weird. And right.
Sean just said, "Does your husband know you're in here with all these guys in a chat room?"
Nice.
Oh, anyways,
I'm not gonna hate. Like I subbed her up. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm already subbed to her too. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she's.
The name looks familiar. I don't know. She's probably just messing with a bunch of dudes. No big deal.
If that's what you're into.
Right. That's what I'm into. Right.
You have some darling rosy cheeks.
I do. I'm blushing.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Have a safe weekend. Be good.
Peace.
Be well. Bye-bye.
Bye, Gertrude.